Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining in live today. Today's session is about how do we get freedom from calorie counting. There are a lot of a lot of myths, a lot of misunderstanding about calories, and I thought, why don't we take a session just to understand how calories work and what we can do to get freedom from calories. Now, my question is, if you are someone who is on calorie deficit, who doesn't eat enough, and you're questioning yourself, I don't eat enough, and then why am I not losing weight? Then probably today's session has an answer for you, and a much more practical way out of the tedious calorie counting and get you freedom from calorie counting. Because for one person, I believe in eating mindfully, and that is what we teach people in our community, in our programs as well, and they see amazing results. Why do they see amazing results? It's not because of not having restriction, but using mindfulness, the power of their mind, the right choices, the right food rules through which they can reduce their weight. So why don't we talk about that, and you will get some you will get some practical ideas now. What happens is, while you are hearing this, there would be a little lag in the system. So what you can do is, if you have any questions, I would love to take your questions at the end. So keep putting in your questions so I can start taking them at the end, because if it takes a little while for it to show up on my side. All right. So with that, a warm welcome once again. And who am I? Hi, I'm Ruma. I'm a certified fitness trainer, nutritionist, women's fitness specialist in exercise therapy from International Sports and Sciences Academy USA and National Academy of Sports Medicines USA. We were recognized by the Government of India, awarded by Times of India and Economic Times for our work in the area of health and fitness. And when we talk about health and fitness, we just do not bring in our academic qualifications, but we also bring in the practical knowledge, the professional experience that we have gained over many years. Okay, so I'm myself 50 years old, and I have been practicing fitness for myself for the last 28 years now. So I started when I was in college. So a lot of things that you hear in my videos would be a lot, not just from the science background that I bring, but also the personal experience that I have. So let's get started then. The first thing is, let's understand calories. And when I say calories, yeah, can be dicey, then I have some points for it. So number one um, is it science backed? Yes, it is science backed. If you eat less than what you consume, of course you are going to lose weight. But then what are the other dimensions that we need to worry about when we talk about calorie counting, is what I'm going to say. The calories that we know need not be accurate. The calories that we intake and how it generates energy in our body is is not accurate. Why? Because when you do calorie counting, the calories that you know, say for example, a medium sized apple gives you about 250 calories. How accurate is that? The reason is, the number that we get is used, the 250 calories that is published for a medium sized apple, is done in laboratory circumstances. It is a perfect environment that has been created, where you get the energy, the calorie count. Now when it goes inside of our body, inside of our body is not a lab. Your body is very different from my body. The way an apple will be utilized inside of my intestine versus your intestine will be very different. So can I really rely, the apple that I am taking versus the apple that you are taking, will it really generate 250 calories inside of me and 250 calories inside of you as well? There is no guarantee. And in fact, I can guarantee you that the numbers will be very different, depending upon how our body metabolizes an apple. Depending on that, the energy will be released, the calories will be released inside of your body. So that is number one. Second is, not all calories are the same. So say for example, yes. So one is calorie. So let me complete this point first. Calorie counting is not accurate, and an apple, say for example, a medium apple which was grown in the orchard of Kashmir versus in a bagan in say Maharashtra, say Ratnagiri. I'm just saying, one mango in West Bengal and one mango in Ratnagiri will have very different. Even if I say a medium-sized mango will have very different calorie numbers when intaken. Why? Because it depends upon the environment, it depends upon the soil, it also depends upon the hour body condition, in which environment am I in a cold zone or am I in a hot zone? Depending on that, my body will utilize the calories that are being released. My body will according to my body temperature, the surrounding temperature, and the different hormones, the enzymes that are working inside of my body at that point in time, depending upon that, it will release the calories inside of my body. All right, so it is very can you totally is it very reliable? Probably not. That is what I'll say. We can use calorie as a very high level guidance, but to hang on to calories with this is my life, counting every single calorie that we are eating and always trying to eat less because we are always afraid that we will gain weight, kind of restricts you, and also is not the best way if you are looking for if you're doing calorie restriction for weight loss. All right, so the third thing is that calorie counting is also very tedious. No, so if any of you have ever counted calories in your life, you know how that works, right? You eat one almond and you go and check how many calories is that. You eat two walnuts, you go and check how many calories is that. You eat one pizza, you go back and check how many calories is that. Now, for everything that we are putting inside of our mouth, if I have to count calories, is that really sustainable? Have we asked ourselves that? Now, for one time you can do that. For one day you maintain your calories, but second day also maybe you will do that. Third day also you will do that. But on fourth day we will run out of steam in calculating calories throughout the day. We have life, we have work, we have children, we have home to manage, we have employees to manage, we have team to manage, we have an organization to manage. Do we have so much of time to sit and calculate calories all the time? If you have the time, please do so. But what I have known from my personal experience and working with people, they quickly lose steam. Now what happens is, this is where restriction comes in, because for 3 days you have maintained you have made a full chart. Okay, three almonds, so many calories, 80 calories, four walnuts, another 80 calories. So for my entire day I need 1200 calories, so this is what I'm going to eat. Now since I have calculated all of this, let me stick to only this diet plan, because if I now change, I will have to redo the entire calorie counting once again. And that is when restriction, inflexibility starts to come in. So the moment we start adopting these kind of techniques, it only restricts us more and doesn't allow us to be more flexible and have more freedom with our food. We live in a cage. We'll start living in a cage if we started to count every calorie. The next one is, not all calories are the same. The calories that you get from an apple, say for example you need 500 calories. All right, so 500 calories can come from 1.5 slice of pizza, or it can come from two medium size apple. Will they have the exact same calories? Will they have the same effect on your body? Yeah, what about the different hormones? What about your insulin hormones? What about your glucagon? What about the additional amount of triglycerides that you just picked up? What about the additional level of bad cholesterol that you just picked up? Yeah, from having pizza versus when you have an apple, which is also 500 calories. Just imagine the amount of micronutrients you picked up, the vitamins that you picked up. Which one is more beneficial? So all calories are not the same. Calorie quality also matters. So if we are only just going to be on calorie deficit, you can be either ways, but the calorie deficit which comes from in taking bad quality of food will also give bad quality of results. Now oftentimes you may have also seen that, and you tell me whether this resonates with you or not. You are eating less for many years now, and yet you are not seeing any weight loss. If this is your case, then you can say me in the comment box, please. You're not seeing weight loss. You know what has happened? Because you have started eating less. Your body's the full body. We run on this body runs as a system. It is a beautifully designed machine. So there is a digestive system, there is an endocrine system, there is a respiratory system, there is a cardiovascular system, there is a, did I mention digestive system? There is a excretory system. So there are multiple systems. Then the bones, the muscles that are inside of our body that are functioning every single day to give us mobility, to give us health, to give us fitness so that we can enjoy this life. Now, these functions to run inside of our body, they need energy. So now they need a certain amount of energy. Our muscles need energy. Our bone maintenance needs energy. So now, if I they need a certain amount of energy. Now you continue to be on calorie deficit. What happens? Have you ever thought about it? Where will the calories? Where will the energy to run these systems come from? And when your systems do not get the energy, what happens? What happens is the our systems start to shut down. Only the critical functions remain, but other functions start to shut down. Any function which is because there isn't enough energy to run your systems, so your metabolism starts to slow down, and metabolism slowing down, mane systems are shutting down. So which are the systems that shut down? Do you know? Reproductive system shuts down, and that is when people are eating less, they find that their fertility, their libido, their sex drive, all of that goes down, because reproductive uh, uh, the reproductive systems start to shut down. Your hormones, the endocrine system start to shut down. You start to see hormonal imbalances inside of your body. And when that happens, when your systems are shutting down, and it only leaves the critical functions on, and which are your digestion slows down as well. The critical functions are breathing and heart. The cardiovascular system is one of the critical functions, because it has to keep us running. And those are the only the critical functions work. All the other extra functions that our body does, which does not which does on which we do not rely directly for our survival, they start to shut down. Yeah. So what happens when you are eating less? When you are eating less, you have started to put, one is you do not see weight loss anymore. Your weight has plateaued. Second is your energy levels go down. You are more fatigued. You are more lethargic. You are constantly on calorie deficit. Your muscles will start to break down. You're constantly on calorie deficit. Your bone quality will start to reduce. You're constantly on calorie deficit. Your immune system will be low. You're constantly on calorie deficit. You will start having more visceral fat. You will start having more belly fat. If you've seen people in some of those children in some of those countries where there is a lot of hunger issues, not plenty of food available, malnutrition children, do you see what happens to them? They have a huge stomach. Yeah, so you start to put on belly fat as well. So these are all, you will start losing sleep, your stress levels will be higher, and lot of and you will start seeing a lot of health conditions in your body as well. It can be a heart condition, liver condition, no matter what it is, you will start to see a lot of health conditions inside of your body. Yeah, so constantly being on calorie deficit does not help. You will definitely see results. Those people who do intermittent fasting, they definitely see results. You will lose the first 4 5 kgs very easily. The first 4 5 kgs is not very difficult to lose. But what about the remaining 10? What about the remaining 20? What about the remaining 30? By constantly remaining in calorie deficit, we have actually slowed down our body, and it is holding on to the fat and it is not able to lose that. So then what is the solution? All right. So now I hope I have covered everything about calorie. So what is the solution? Yes. The solution is the solution is stop eating less and start eating enough. That is the mantra that we follow in Navitae. And you can ask this to every person who has gone through a program. The usual phrase that they use in Hindi is Navitae khila khila ke marti hai. We feed people so much that they start to see results in every aspect of their health. Their fat starts to melt away. Their energy starts to come up. Their belly fat starts to reduce. They start building muscle, because now there is enough food that is available, so they can build the muscles also. Without food, how will you build muscle? By reducing your calorie, will you really be able to build your muscle? You will not, right? If you understand science, you know that you cannot do that. So our mantra is, and that has been giving amazing results to people in our community: stop eating less, start eating enough. And what does that mean? How do we do that? So the fundamental principle that we use is leptin reset pathway. All right. So what happens is our body has an internal system through which it can regulate our food. Now, let me tell you this, okay? let me tell you this, ask you this question and answer it for me, please. Have you seen animals doing calorie counting? Animals eat when they have to eat, right? Do you see them obese? No, right? Our ancestors, do you think they had these advanced device, apple kit, 250 calories, or one chapati, 200 calories? Do you think our ancestors did that? And yet, today's generation is much more obese. Today's India is much more obese than the generation of our ancestors. Why? Because the fundamental thing we missed out was we have stopped relying on our senses. We have stopped relying on the hunger cues that our body has automatically. We were born with that. If you've seen a child, when a baby is born, a baby cries whenever the baby is hungry, and the baby will smile whenever the baby is full. At least my two boys used to do like that. Yeah, so they will always ask for food when they are hungry. So that is how, but over a period of time, through wrong practices, through wrong kind of eating, not listening to ourselves, not listening to our body, not listening to our hunger cues and satiety cues, we have lost the ability to understand when I should eat and when I should not. Now, before I move forward, okay, I am 5'5" in height. Maybe you can see me. I am 5'5" in height. I am 50 years old. And I weigh anywhere between 59 to 60. I weigh between 59 to 60. I do not do any calorie counting. Neither do I restrict myself from eating. In fact, if you see my food, many people who eat with me, they get very surprised. Ruma, how can you eat so much and still be like this? I say, I'm not the only one. You come and meet the people who are in our program, exactly the same. They eat a lot, and yet they are maintaining the right body weight. What is the reason? Leptin reset pathway. Because what we rely on are natural cues that is inside of our body, instead of a calorie counter which is outside of my body. And for all we know, it may not be even accurate. And second is that, our we have the accuracy built within us, because everyone's hunger cue will be according to your condition. So it is a very personalized hunger cue that we get. Calorie counter is not personalized. The same calories it will give to you, and it will give to me as well. So it is not personalized. But our leptin reset pathway, our hunger cues and our satiety cues are very personalized, depending upon how much we need, what exactly is needed. Our body will give us the right hunger cues. All right. Another thing that I missed talking about was, if you have thyroid, you will, and you depend primarily on calorie deficit, it's actually going to mess you up. And how it messes us up is, with thyroid, our metabolism already goes sluggish, and on top of that, you eat less, metabolism goes down even more. At one point in time, I have known thyroid patients who come to us and tell, I don't feel hunger at all. How will you feel hunger? One is thyroid, it has taken your metabolism down, and on the other side, you're doing even more injustice by eating less, and your metabolism has tanked down. You will not feel hungry, but you will constantly feel fatigued, tired, lethargic. You will find it difficult to lose fat, belly fat. You will have mood swings, hair fall, health conditions. All of these will come, and yet you will not feel hungry. So then the solution, my dear ladies and gentlemen who are joining us right now, is number one is follow food rules. All right. And how does food rules help? Food rules help. These are simple food rules that I'm going to share with you, which our members also implement in the program. Simple food rules that will help us reset the leptin pathway. So leptin is a hormone that gives us the cue of being hungry, and of feeling satiated, that I am done, I have eaten enough, I'm not hungry anymore, I can stop right now. So that is the signal that the leptin hormone gives. All right, whenever we are full, we get the signal in our brain called from leptin, you stop eating now. And another hormone is ghrelin hormone, which is the hunger hormone. Whenever we are hungry, it tells us, you are hungry, please start eating now. So both of these work together to help us intake the right amount of food at the right time, when we are at the right time. Now, if you're someone who has started eating very less, already in a lot of calorie deficit, this function is not working for you at all. So it is completely disrupted. You do not have the right hunger cues, you do not have the right satiety cues, you are, because a lot of your functions are not working anyway. So what do you then do? So in order to correct that, the number one thing that you need to do is stop skipping meal. That is the first thing that you need to do, is stop skipping meal. If you're skipping your lunch or breakfast or dinner, please stop doing that. What we need to have is a one full healthy breakfast, one mid-morning snack, one lunch, one mid-afternoon snack, and one dinner. So we need to have at least 4 to 5 smaller meals or appropriate proportion of meals throughout the day. Now think about this. We are functioning throughout the day, right? So we need nutrition throughout the day. Yeah, you say कि सिर्फ सवेरे खाना दूंगी, रात को खाना नहीं दूंगी, चलो चुपचाप बैठ जाओ. Your body will listen. Your body will listen. अच्छा खाना नहीं मिल रहा तो I'll sit चुपचाप आराम से, I'll shut myself down, and you also shut yourself down, right? So body needs nutrition throughout the day, because we are functioning throughout the day. Our brain is functioning. If you're someone who is working, who has a career to manage, who has a business to manage, who has a life to manage, a family to manage, we need brain function as well. And for all of this, we need nutrition. We need brain functions on glucose. This is the place which consumes the maximum amount of sugar. So without that sugar, how will our brain work? Yes, so we need to eat. So just make a note that we need to eat at least 4 to 5 meals per day, at least 4 to 5 meals per day spread throughout the day. Number two is breakfast is your most important meal, because this is the time, and have your breakfast within 1 to 2 hours of waking up. Do not delay it too much. Within 1 to 2 hours of waking up, have your breakfast. And your breakfast should be high in protein and high in fiber. The moment you start eating like that, this is when your leptin pathway, the cues that you get for hunger and for fullness, they start to come into line, and they start to balance in your body. And that is how we will be training your leptin pathway to help you feel hungry and help you feel full at the right time. So your breakfast becomes a very important meal for the day. The third one, so that is your number two. The third food rule is, in every meal throughout the day, you need three things. Quantity does not matter. What matters is the sequence. So every meal we start with fiber, which is high salad, which is high in fiber. Now, how does that help? First is, any kind of fiber is a great prebiotic for our stomach. So all the good, healthy gut bacteria that are sitting in our intestine, they need food. And that food comes from, for those bacteria, those good bacteria that are sitting in our stomach, the quality food are all fiber. So we start our meal with fiber. Once one fiber, next is protein. Protein for vegetarian is paneer, tofu, and for non-vegetarian is chicken, fish, egg. So the next one that goes in, once you've had your fiber, your salad, the next one will be your chicken, fish, egg, tofu, paneer. All right, and the third one will be a grain. Now the grain can be ragi, rava, jawar, bajra, any of these grains, the ones that we find in India, millets, foxtail millets, quinoa, oats, amaranth, buckwheat. All of these are very good quality grains. Even in grain, there is a differentiation. These are very good quality grains, and they help us in understand, again, resetting the leptin pathway. And with the grain, even chapati is fine. With the grain, what do we take? You can now add a sabji or a dal or a chicken item or a fish item, no matter what that is. Okay, it's totally up to you. I prefer to have my chapati with the vegetables and the dal. Yeah, so I eat plenty. I have this entire thing. It starts with a salad, then it will come to a protein, a good portion of protein, and then I get on to my chapati, then the sabji, the dal, followed by the curd. So mine is a huge meal. So when you follow like this, follow the sequence. Start with 1 cup of salad, enough protein, and whatever is remaining, so these remaining, if you are still hungry, then appropriately go for the grain, the chapati, and the sabji. And when you eat like this, you will not be able to overeat. Not be able to overeat. So please follow this: one grain, one salad, one protein, and one grain in every meal. That will help you reset your leptin pathway. The next one that we have is between your dinner and breakfast, there should not be more than 12 hours of break. Max to max 12 hours. Max to max 12 hours. Now I'll tell you why this is needed. Because the moment, that 12-hour window is needed for our liver to get rest, because throughout the day you've been eating, we need to give it time to rest as well. So that 12 hours is needed. But if you extend any beyond 12 hours, what will happen? In the absence of food, when your body needs food, when there is no food, your body functions will start to slow down. You will start, it will affect our cognitive function, it will affect our energy levels, it affects everything. All right. And that is why we have seen many people who are in calorie deficit for many, many years, trying to lose weight, unable to lose weight also because they are in calorie deficit, unable to gain, build muscles also, unable to get the energy also. Yeah. So it doesn't help anyway. So might as well eat enough and eat the right kind of food. The next one is between dinner and your breakfast, next breakfast, especially if you have hypothyroidism, this has to be followed with, this has to be followed, because with hypothyroidism, anyway, your metabolism is slowing down, and then you give more break, your body will slow down even further. Yeah. So with hypothyroidism, you have to be even more careful. And the last one is drink water before your meal. Yeah. So the moment you drink a cup of water before your meal, what happens is you will start getting the right hunger signals in your brain. Are you really hungry? So whenever you feel hungry, first start with a cup of water. And after that, if the hunger goes away, then because hunger helps us, the water helps us to reset the leptin pathway. If the hunger goes away after drinking a cup of water, you're not hungry, it means it was a false alarm. After drinking water, you're still hungry, it means it was a right alarm and you should have that. So always precede your meal with one cup of water. And once you've completed the meal, one salad, one protein, one grain, and your sabji and dal, and then the curd. After that, wait 30 minutes before you drink water, because it will help the digestive juices to not get diluted while it is working on the food that is there in your stomach. All right. So with that, I these are the food rules. And quickly recapping, why is this important? Number one, calorie counting. Calories are not accurate, and hence it can be a very inefficient way of keeping track of your food intake when you're trying to lose weight. Calorie counting is also tedious. You will do it for a few days. After some time, you will lose the you lose the excitement, and you will come back to, either you lose the excitement or lose your freedom, because you'll stay tied to the calories that has been given to you. So either you lose freedom or you lose your excitement. Either one of them happens. All calories are not the same. If you're looking for 500 calories, it can either come from 2 to 3 medium sized apple, or it can come from 1.5 slice of pizza. They do not have the same effect on our body. Calorie restriction for a long periods of time will stop your body from losing any further weight, because as soon as the body realizes that there is not enough food, then it shuts down all the non-survival, all the functions which do not directly help us in survival. Breathing is a survival system. Heartbeat is a survival system. However, you can even survive without reproducing. So the reproduction system shuts down. So all the non-survival systems start to shut down when there is lesser energy, and body has to survive on less energy. And when we continue to be in calorie deficit, body has already readjusted itself to operate on low calories. So you will not, first 4 5 kgs go away, but after that the weight doesn't go, because your body has also already reset its readjusted the different systems to burn lesser calories, so you do not lose weight also. And on top of that, start attracting a lot of health issues like belly fat, visceral fat, fatty liver, uh, a low immune system, low muscle mass, low energy, low stamina, low bone density. We start attracting all of that by eating less, because we are not providing enough nutrition to our body. Then what is the A solution, the leptin reset pathway. Reset your leptin and your ghrelin hormone so that you get natural cues. You do not have to rely on calorie counting, but you focus on the natural systems that we were born with. We have always used this. Yeah. And the 5 food rules that I shared with you: do not skip any meal. First meal, the most important meal, is breakfast. You should take it within 1 to 2 hours of your waking up, and it should be high in fiber and protein. Number 3 is sequence is important: salad, protein, grain. Number 4, between your dinner and your next breakfast, there should not be more than 12 hours of gap. 12 hours is the maximum. I say between 10 to 12 hours. And the last one is drink 1 cup of water before your meal. All right. So with that, I've come to the end of today's session, and thank you so much for joining me today. If you have any questions, I love to take it now. Or if you do not have questions now, you can always leave it in the comment box, and I will personally respond to all your message. I really, really hope that you found today's session valuable. So only one mantra you have to follow: eat enough, don't eat less, eat enough. All right. So, with that, thank you so much for joining in. If there are any questions, I'll wait for 1 or 2 questions. All right. So, with that, thank you so much. And I'll see you in my next YouTube live. Hope you found the session valuable. And if you did, then do not miss to subscribe to our channel. I'll come back with more and more science based health tips and metabolism tips as well. Take care. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.